Ironically, Ingmar wouldn't fight. I remember Ed Sanders had a reputation of being a tremendous fighter, tremendous puncher, and I guess he was a young kid, Ingmar, and he was just frightened to death, intimidated. I see a tremendous amount of fear in his face. He was disqualified, knowing that he wouldn't fight. But, you know, he didn't discourage. He continued. He went on. And as everyone knows, he became heavyweight champion of the world. The amateurs are great for all young fighters. You make your sacrifice there, you may become champion. Mike Tyson, see you again from ringside.
Hello, I'm Chris Maloney for HBO Entertainment News. Richard Gere organized a benefit concert last week at the Brooklyn Academy of Music in New York. A host of stars donated their talent and support to establish Tibet House, an institution to preserve Tibetan culture.
We're all becoming adults enough to know, to be able to use whatever influence we have as familiar faces and names for good causes.
Two of the world's best tap dancers were on location in the heart of Times Square last week. Gregory Hines and Sammy Davis Jr. were in the Big Apple to shoot a sequence for their new musical film called Tap. Gregory Hines sidestepped to talk about shooting on the streets of New York.
I enjoy working on the streets here. I enjoy shooting it. You know, we just came here for some exteriors. We shot the bulk of the film in Los Angeles, but the people here give off, it's just a great attitude.
Billy Crystal and Robin Williams lifted spirits in Boston last Saturday. The two comedians representing Comic Relief handed a check to presidential hopeful Michael Dukakis and spread cheer at a homeless shelter.
I hope we don't have to do too many more of these, but we'll keep doing them till it's taken care of.
And at the box office, Chevy Chase and Madeline Smith star in Funny Farm, a comedy about a couple whose dream farm turns into a nightmare.
This is Mr. Farmer calling. We just moved into the old Musselman place. You were supposed to install a wall phone in the kitchen.
Please, sir, just drop a couple of dimes in the slot, and I will happily complete your call as requested.
What slot? There is no slot. Haven't you been listening to me? This is not a pay phone. This is a table model with a 12-inch cord that some jackass put in my cabinet.
Disconnect. Vulgar and abusive language. That's an automatic disconnect.
Sheriff's office, please.
You gotta get up earlier in the morning than that, Farmer. I know the sound of 2 pennies being dropped into a jelly jar.
Funny Farm opens nationwide this weekend. I'm Chris Maloney for HBO Entertainment News.
You'll have the time of your life on an HBO Super Saturday. First, indulge in some dirty dancing. Then go on location. Rodney Dangerfield, Nothing Goes Right. Next.
The brightest stars, the biggest hits. HBO, the best movies. Kevin Costner and Gene Hackman are caught up in a web of intrigue. National defense is on the line in No Way Out. The Terminator and Apollo Creed team up. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers track down the Predator. And winner of 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Charlie Sheen stars in Oliver Stone's Platoon. HBO, the best movies.
Every Saturday night, you'll really feel the glow. We know what you like. All revved up on HBO. We know what you want. All revved up on HBO.
Every Saturday night, HBO brings you the best.
Great idea.
With Super Cinema, Super Stars,
Go for it.
Super Stand-Ups.
What a crowd.
On the next Super Saturday,
Go back to your playpen.
growing up is never easy. Coming of age is hard to do.
I'm scared of everything.
Sometimes it's bitter and sometimes it's sweet.
It's a feeling, a heartbeat.
But learning to dance makes your dreams come true. Jennifer Grey, Patrick Swayze, Dirty Dancing.
That's the story of my life. No respect. Gotta get no
Then Rodney Dangerfield is your host on location.
I tell you, nothing goes right.
Coming up on the next Super Saturday, June 4th on HBO.
The brightest stars, the biggest hits. HBO, the best movies.
It has been said that love is blind.
Maybe you'd like some wine with your nose.
It's not the size of a nose that's important. It's what's in it that matters.
Steve Martin's most critically acclaimed performance.
I want to look like Diana Ross.
Daryl Hannah as the object of his affections.
Charlie, you have a big nose.
In the comedy hit,
Surprise.
Roxxane. Premieres Saturday, June 18th on HBO. The best movies.
Say, who mows your nose hair?
The brightest stars, the biggest hits. HBO, the best movies. Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks take to the streets as two cops coping with crime in Dragnet. When contraband's the game, Bond's the name. It's an all-new 007. Timothy Dalton stars in The Living Daylights. And winner of the Academy Award for Best Picture, Charlie Sheen and Tom Berenger star in Oliver Stone's Platoon. Coming up next, Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey are making all the right moves in the runaway hit Dirty Dancing.
The following movie has been rated PG-13 by the Motion Picture Association of America. Some material may be inappropriate for young children. Parents may wish to consider whether it should be viewed by those under 13.
Next on this HBO Super Saturday, he's hapless and hopeless, but he's here to lend a helping hand to up-and-coming comics. On location, Rodney Dangerfield. Nothing goes right. Next.
The brightest stars, the biggest hits. HBO, the best movies. Movies like the spicy Cajun thriller, The Big Easy, starring Dennis Quaid and Ellen Barkin. The Terminator and Action Jackson team up. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers track down The Predator. And the winner of 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Charlie Sheen and Tom Berenger star in Oliver Stone's mega hit, Platoon. HBO, the best movies.
It has been said that love is blind.
Maybe you'd like some wine with your nose.
It's not the size of a nose that's important. It's what's in it that matters.
Steve Martin's most critically acclaimed performance.
I want to look like Diana Ross.
Daryl Hannah as the object of his affections.
Charlie, you have a big nose.
In the comedy hit,
Right.
Roxxane. Premieres Saturday, June 18th on HBO, the best movies.
Say, who mows your nose hair? Turn to the right.
The first time I met Ed was in the county lockup in Tempe, Arizona. You're a flower you are. A day I'll never forget.
I do.
You bet I do. My lawless years were behind me. Our child-rearing years lay ahead. But
I'm barren.
biology conspired to keep us childless.
You go right back up there and get me a toddler. I need a baby hide. I got more than I can handle.
At the time, Ed's little plan seemed like the solution to all our problems.
What? Are you kidding? We got us a family here.
I want Nathan Jr. back.
Where's that baby?
He's out there somewhere.
I've been taking these Huggies and whatever cash you got.
We got a child now. Everything's changed.
Who the hell are you? Man. We're absolutely going to get him back. Just ain't no question about that.
Give me that baby, you warthog from hell!
Nicolas Cage and Holly Hunter are raising Arizona.
Well, that ain't Ozzie and Harriet.
Premieres Sunday, June 19th.
HBO brings home the biggest hits and the stars that make them shine. HBO, the best movies. Ellen Barkin is one of Hollywood's hottest new leading ladies. The critically acclaimed actress comes to HBO when she teams up with Dennis Quaid in The Big Easy.
Thought we're here to discuss business.
No, business and pleasure. What's wrong with that?
I can't do this.
No, now, wait a minute. Now, didn't they dance where you come from?
No, he barely spoke.
Well, this is New Orleans style, the Big Easy. Down here, dancing's a way of life.
From diner to tender mercies, Barkin chooses her roles very carefully. And recently she chose the HBO Pictures presentation, Clinton and Nadine.
You like the place?
I love it. Business must be real good.
It's a good business.
I'm not here to stay.
None of the girls ever are, Nadine.
And I'm not one of the girls.
See Ellen Barkin in Clinton and Nadine and The Big Easy on HBO, the best movies.
Hello, I'm Dave King for HBO Entertainment News. Proceeds from Comic Relief 87 were distributed at a ceremony held at the Boston State House last Saturday. Billy Crystal and Robin Williams, two of the performers who participated in last November's benefit concert for the nation's homeless, were on hand to present a check to Governor Michael Dukakis.
This is a check to the Boston Healthcare for the Homeless program, $217,000.
So it's great to have everyone with us and to say thank you to Comic Relief for what they've done.
Afterwards, Mayor Raymond Flynn led Billy and Robin on a tour of Long Island Shelter, one of the organizations which benefited from Comic Relief last year.
Feels amazing. It's amazing to see that means something. It's nice to see that it's going to someplace like this, which is incredible.
Things like this, they don't happen every day.
There's somebody out there that cares, you know.
$4.7 million has been raised so far. The third annual Comic Relief will be held in November in New York. I'm Dave King for HBO Entertainment News.
HBO brings home the brightest stars and the biggest hits. HBO, the best movies. Charlie Sheen and Tom Berenger star in Oliver Stone's Platoon. Coming to HBO in September.
Hi, I'm Mike Tyson, heavyweight champ of the world. Let's talk boxing.
Ringside with Mike Tyson.
Why do fighters come back? First, they run through all their money, and they often believe they're just as good now as they were when they were younger. And just some fighters always have something to prove to themselves, but it's not always in their best interest. Sugar Ray had retired after a brilliant career in 1952 after being defeated by Joey Maxson for a bid at the light heavyweight crown. After Sugar Ray was done fighting, he danced his way to fame and got bored and wanted to come back to the ring.
I was dancing in Paris, at the Lido, and all over Europe. And one day, I just had the feeling I wanted to fight again.
Chicago, 1955. Sugar Ray Robinson challenged champion Carl Bobo Olsen for the middleweight championship of the world. Robinson, a brilliant fighter that he is, gave away 8 years in age to the younger champion. Sugar Ray Robinson scored a spectacular second-round knockout to regain the middleweight championship for the third time. Muhammad Ali versus Oscar Bonavena from Argentina in New York City, 1970. And the purpose is Ali's making a comeback after being stripped of his title and suspended from boxing.
Why me, a man who pays the salary of at least 50,000 men in Vietnam, a man who the government takes $6 million from a year out in 2 fights, a man who can pay in 2 fights for 3 bomber planes? Why would you take and seek out and be anxious to call me out of 30 men who you could have called?
Muhammad Ali wanted to be the second man to regain the heavyweight championship. Floyd Patterson had did it once before. In this fight, this was a great challenge for Ali because he was fighting a tough, durable, unstoppable, relentless machine in Oscar Bonavena. Ali, by winning this fight, proved that he was ready and he wasn't washed up and over the hill. Muhammad Ali is Muhammad Ali. He's capable of doing that. I'll never put myself out on a limb to try to even do that. To retire, stop fighting for 3 years and come back. You have Jack Dempsey, who had made a tremendous amount of money and kept most of his money, coming back for a grudge. He was Bob Luttrell, and he was a professional wrestler. Once Dempsey was refereeing one of his matches, and he told Dempsey, I could take you even with gloves on. And Dempsey said, oh, you can really? And let's see. Most fighters have tremendous egos, and he wanted to put this wrestler in this place. And here we are now. He wanted to hurt this guy. Dempsey's a mean dude. And you see what happens when you bother Jack Dempsey? Dempsey, with one crushing punch, sends Cowboy Bob Luttrell through the ropes. Oh, my God.
Marciano's going into a crash.
Joe Lewis's last fight was against young Rocky Marciano. He wasn't forced to come back. He needed money. And so in order for him to pay his money back, he had to go back to work. And the best work he knew was fighting. Joe Lewis was 37 years old when he faced young Marciano. I just believe that he really thought that he could beat Marciano. I'm sure Lewis must have saw films of Marciano and said that Marciano looks slow, he looks this, he looks that. Believe me, at that time, people didn't think much of Marciano. So I guess he did figure, well, this guy would be an easy guy to beat. Personally, I never plan to come back. I would never want to put myself out on a limb like that. I fight constantly now, but when it's over, it's over. I'm Mike Tyson, and I'll see you again at ringside.
Is Austrian President Kurt Waldheim a war criminal?
In a unique courtroom setting, dramatic new evidence is revealed about his past.
His acts facilitated their crimes.
I recoil at the hounding and the distorting and the generalization.
Here are the eyewitness accounts and the opinions of 5 international judges in the HBO showcase, Waldheim, a Commission of Inquiry. Tomorrow on HBO.
I mean, how do I know that I can trust you?
It's a very difficult question.
As Tanner 88 continues, Team Tanner works to focus their candidate's blurred public image.
I am somebody.
The trouble with Tanner is both private.
So you're seeing a rival's deputy campaign manager. It's awkward, sure. It's not immoral.
And public.
Mike is all brains, and Jesse's got the franchise on passion. Now that leaves you everybody's second choice.
Everyone is eager to help.
You've raised $70,000.
I'm not in trouble, am I?
Stringer has an idea.
Everybody can relate to falling in love with the wrong person. Let me lead you.
But the biggest plus is a former Dukakis image maker.
Just a few days, I can show you how to go on that, too.
What you've done here.
Project strength, decisiveness.
Dukakis, Jackson, or Tanner.
Do it.
Who's the best bet to beat Bush? Tanner 88, now twice monthly on HBO. Premieres Monday.
Hey, you meet CD yet?
The chief? No, not yet. There's a little something you should know.
I know. He's got a big nose, right?
And then, whatever you do, don't stare.
Here it comes! 3D coming at you!
Huge. Laugh and the world laughs with you. Sneeze and it's goodbye, Seattle.
Oh, yeah. Enormous. It's gigantic.
Hey there, Donnie.
They said it was big, but I didn't expect it to be big.
I want to look like Diana Ross.
Why don't you just get that nose job?
I did.
Charlie.
This idea goes back with me to when I was about 12, when I first saw the play, Cyrano de Bergerac. It had always been so moving and beautiful and funny to me, and yet very, very 19th century. So I thought there's a perfect structure there to be updated. The original character is an incredible swordsman, but you really can't go around in the streets having sword fights and killing people today, so he did a sort of 80s version of what that might be, which you'll cut to right now, I'm sure.
Let's play again sometime.
Roxxane is best of both worlds. Only this time, instead of captain of the guards, C.D. Bales, a la Steve Martin, is captain of the fire department.
Hello? Hello?
I'm locked out of my house.
I can get you back in. Come on inside. I'll get some tools.
I don't have any clothes on.
Daryl Hannah plays Roxxane. She's playing somebody who is a radiant beauty and also extremely intelligent. She has quite a sense of humor and an incredible rapport with CD.
Maybe you'd like some wine with your nose. Cheese.
Wine. We'll be fine. So, what are you looking for?
I can't tell you.
Why is that?
I can't. It's a secret.
Oh, I got you. I got a few secrets myself, some pretty important ones, too.
You should tell her.
Tell who what?
Tell Roxxane that you love her.
Daryl Hannah, her character is a young girl and she's just split up with her boyfriend, and she vows never again to fall for someone who's not intelligent. Of course, she immediately does that. And she is led to believe through a series of misadventures that he is bright and very smart.
Congratulations on your victory.
So why'd you say those things?
Why'd he say those things?
Tell her you were afraid.
Because I was afraid.
Of me? What do you mean you're afraid? You're afraid of what?
Tell her you were afraid of words. What? Words.
Because I was afraid of worms, Roxanne. Worms.
Worm?
Look, she wants somebody who looks like me and talks like you.
Rick Rossovich is a combination of vulnerability and a great sense of humor. With Steve Martin, it's what's inside of a person, right? That's what this movie's about. It's what's inside of a person that counts.
I was just wondering if what I wrote to you touched you.
It did. It was eloquent.
HBO brings home the brightest stars and the biggest hits. HBO, the best movies. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers team up in Predator, coming to HBO in July.
And now, a Campaign 88 update. As the Democratic campaign for president moves into California, Governor Mike Dukakis holds the lead. The Reverend Jesse Jackson is placed second, and Congressman Jack Tanner of Michigan runs a very close third. Reporters caught up with the congressman this afternoon at Los Angeles LAX Airport.
Congressman Tanner, do you bring a new message to California than you have to previous primary states?
No, not at all. What I'm saying to the voters of California is basically the same thing I've been saying everywhere. Have a nice day. 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 Thank you. Have a nice day. Nice day, isn't it?
This has been a Campaign 88 update, the race for the White House. More political news as it breaks.
Ladies and gentlemen, HBO proudly presents the one and only Andrea Martin.
She's hot.
And she's host to Four Funny Ladies. As they candidly talk about marriage and terrorists.
To me, these two things are equal. I'll tell you the truth. It's not, I don't want it. I don't know. It's not like, I want a man in my life, but not in my house.
About sex.
I pretty much rely on my personality for birth control.
About men.
But I do this because men do this. Plus, I like it.
And women.
Now they're advertising breathable panty liners. Isn't that the grossest thing you ever heard of in your life?
And about...
My decorator's one. He throws a pillow, boom, it lands in just the right spot.
Joy Behar, Susie Essman, Carla Felicia, Diane Ford, Liz Winstead, and host Andrea Martin go on location in Women of the Night 2, Tuesday on HBO.
Oh, you're good. You're so good.
If you missed the HBO Comedy Hour presentation of Harry Shearer's The Magic of Live on Memorial Day weekend, you missed the magic. You missed the satire. You missed the fun. If you missed it live...
Well, I guess I'm going to have to tape it, huh?
...and didn't tape it, fear not. We taped it for you. And you can see it Wednesday on the HBO Comedy Hour.
In June, HBO brings home the brightest stars and the biggest hits. HBO, the best movies. Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey heat up the screen in the sizzling box office smash of the year, Dirty Dancing. The best. The New York Daily News calls it a winner by a nose.
Pardon me?
Maybe you'd like some wine with your nose.
Steve Martin wrote the screenplay and stars with Daryl Hannah as Roxanne. The best.
You know you're a workaholic, but you stop and smell the roses, huh?
Christopher Reeve takes off again with the help of an all-star cast in Superman 4. The best.
Company!
Something's afoot in what critics are calling a winning, delightful film with a comically bright cast.
So, how you doing?
John Lithgow and Oscar winner Don Amici star in Harry and the Hendersons. And coming in July, don't miss Predator and Dragnet. HBO, the best movies.
We could be going anywhere to see almost anyone in stand-up. It's television's longest-standing comedy tradition, on location, and you're a part of it tonight with Rodney Dangerfield in Nothing Goes Right.